So, good morning dear students. Now we are going to give some information about transition and using in different kind of essays. So, let's begin. So, what is the transition? Transition is just imagine the bridge that connect two sides of areas. So, helps you carry over the thoughts from one idea to another, or from one paragraph to another, or from one section to another. We can see transition as a words or phrases, or as a sentence or whole paragraph. So, transition, like just imagine your ideas are chains, and the transitions are like there is no any breaks in your ideas if you have good transition on your essays. So, types of transitions according to their purposes or the forms of the transitions, they can be different. So, some leads the reader towards a build on idea or thoughts, or some helps you to compare or give the final conclusion of your ideas. So, types of transitions, they can be single word or phrase or sentence or a paragraph. So, all their functions are the same, to connect ideas or give the clear ideas or the clear comprehension of your information. So, transition placements can be between sections, between paragraphs, or within paragraphs. So, let's talk about between sections. If your word, the text is big, you need to connect sections with the help of the paragraph. In this case, we need this kind of transitions, the paragraph. So, to summarize the above ideas and give the specific information how it connects to the next idea you are going to give. So, between paragraphs, how about this? You have a good paragraph that that it's connected and arranged in a very good way, but you are going to above information and you are going to connect them to the next paragraph. In this case, we need the summarizing sentence or the phrases to connect them. It can be as a phrase or as a sentence or as a single or two words. So, example, look at the sentence. The shuttle Columbia marked the beginning of a new era in space. So, early space exploration involved short flights into orbit and eventually to the moon. So, however, scientists were more concerned about whether such flights could be done at all rather than about using space for new scientific research. Now, in the decade since the Columbia, we have begun examining the uses of space itself. In this situation, we have two transitions, however, and now these transitions are used to connect the ideas between paragraphs. So, next type is within paragraph. With a paragraph, we can show it as a cue that helps readers to anticipate and what is coming for the next paragraph. You have imagined what's coming next. So, they can be also a single word or short phrases. Transitions used to add ideas. So, these words signify that you are elaborating on idea you are writing. We can use such kind of transitions like and again and then, besides, equally important, and so on. There are so many examples. For example, Friends is a television show about 6 friends. It shows how relationships are often complicated. So, we can use adding transitions. Like, Friend is a television show about 6 friends. It shows how and furthermore, it shows how relationships are often complicated. The transition furthermore is used here. Transition to compare. These transitions are used to compare above ideas to the next idea or describe two different things. For example, we can use where is but yet on the other hand on the contrary by comparison, and there are so many examples. Let's give the example sentence. North Dakota produces both coal and oil. However, coal and oil impact North Dakota communities differently. There is used however. So transitions to compare. It's given already. So transitions to prove your ideas. As you can see from the title, they help you to prove yourself in your ideas. You can use because, for, since, for the same reason, for the reason of, and so on. Example. Senator Hoyman is concerned with the environmental regulation that affect the coal industry. In fact, he recently toured anti-coal plants and with federal APA officials. And there are other types of the transitions like helps you show the exceptions. These words help you move to an idea, to one idea that counters an earlier. I mean the counters is except from that idea. Yet still, however, nevertheless, or of course, once in a while or sometimes, these transitions can be used to show your exceptions. For example, Phoebe acts unintelligently. In fact, she has some of the smartest observations. Or yet, in fact, we can use in spite of here. Transitions to show time. When you are going to tell a chronological sequence of your ideas, these words can help you to put in order your ideas. Immediately, therefore, soon, afterwards, after that, firstly, secondly, or so on. Let's move to the example. First, coal producers locate coal deposits. Soon after, they remove the coal. Then, they reclaim the land. There is given three types of time transitions. First, soon after, and then. They give the ideas in order. Transitions to repeat the information given above. We can use these kind of transitions. We are going to remain beforehand ideas. In brief, as I have said, as I have noted, as has been noted, and so on. These kind of transitions are used in our essays. Example, as has been shown, it is shown in the above paragraphs. So the writer is going to remember or gives a hint beforehand ideas. The production of coal is complex and controversial subject. Transitions to emphasize the ideas. So these words serve you, emphasize points that you want the reader to understand or to be aware in their paragraph. So definitely, extremely, forever, never, emphatically, certainly, undeniably, and so on. So, example, the Environmental Protection Agency has proposed ever more rigid regulations on coal-fired power plants. Obviously, strict APA regulations will impact the coal industry. Here, use the transition obviously. So, next one. To show sequence or result, you can use these kind of transitions. First, second, third, and so forth. Next, finally, consequently, and so on. These are the gives a clear order what you are going to give in the next paragraph. Example: Joy went to film a movie in Las Vegas. At this time, Rose and Rachel got married. Here is given the sequence of the ideas. The first sentence and the second sentence. Transitions. To give an example, if you are going to show clear ideas, clear examples, you can use this kind of transition to support yourself to prove here. For example, for instance, in this case, on the occasion, take the case of, and so on. These kind of transitions can be used to give examples. So, North Dakita's strong economy also relies on agriculture. For example, over half of North Dakita's jobs are related to agriculture. Here use it for example. Here we can use for instance also. Transitions to summarize or conclude. As we can see from the title, it helps you give clear, exact conclusion to your ideas, to your essay maybe. When trying to summarize your points, using these words clearly ends your ideas and signals your intent, your target. So in brief, on the whole, summing up, to conclude, or as a result, these kind of transitions are used here. Example, friends show the lives of 6 friends consequently. It shows how they interact with each other. Here is the consequently, the transition, the consequently shows summarizing your ideas. So there is given our source. If you want further information, you can search here. Thank you so much. Goodbye.